As we pass from May into June, the garden is filled with roses and colour. These wonderful poppies, Patty's plum, such a depth and intricacy, that cut frilly edges, glorious. Across the front of the house, the new planting is coming on, but the established shrubs are working hard, and the rose is still glorious. That rose of rugosa hangs over and fills the air with scent, and the delphiniums are hanging on and doing their very, very best to make up for their small size. This week, the willow got its annual haircut on the bottom, so it's now, you can see all the shape and the intricacy of the trellising, the way it's grown together and fused, and the mass of fresh growth above, which is a nice foil to the house and this wonderful honeysuckle, which has an absolutely sensational fragrance in the evening. And that's where we tend to sit with an evening drink, and heavenly. This rose, again, not a very strong scent, but the way it's quartered, and it's just, the intricacy is just smashing. Looking up to the Hunky Punk corner, things are settling down, lots of green, but good bits of colour, and the roses along the wall are working hard. Kevin, of course, is not working hard. Kevin is generally lying around, waiting for some action. There we go, action, that was it. He's not very action-oriented. But on the mature side of this border, the Spirea is doing its best, despite poor pruning, and the new planting is really starting to come along. The red bed is looking great. The rose is still there, but this Alstroemeria has come out, Indian Prince, I think it's called, and the combination of colours, which is just really garish, but set off against the dark foliage, it all somehow works. And who doesn't love a red hot poker? Isn't that great? And the way the light comes through these bright red poppies. This is a Lichnis coronia, I think, cross of Malta. And the way they catch the evening light is absolutely incredible. In this area in front of the house, I've been pruning this shrub. More of that maybe another week when I've actually finished the job. But this pink rose here is beautifully set off by all the foxgloves and the irises around it. This pink it's like a candy floss, deeper than candy floss. And the irises are starting to go over, but some of the later ones are still flowering. And, it's just a wonderful iris pallida. By the back of the house, this border is coming on. I can't remember the name of that little blue plant, but it's very pretty and sets off very well against the others. We have bought some pots, and there'll be plants in there once they've grown. In the secret garden, the shapes and forms of the different plants is really showing through at the moment. And particularly as the light catches the grasses, you get the movement, and then you get the colour. And we're starting to see colour combinations, not just isolated plants in flower, but the mix of the mauve of the Nepeta and the deeper purple from the Salvia, all set off by just thousands of those little self-seeders. Again, that's the Salvia looking wonderful against the cardoon. Those cardoons are a bit smaller, but they're a couple of years younger than the other ones. Yeah, this clematis is just a fabulous colour. And as you look across the Eudophyri, my Cranby cordifolia has come into flower for the first time. I've just got one flower head, but wow, it's a big thing. And when you get right up close, the scent of honey is wonderful. I love it. John hates it, but no accounting for taste. And in the Eudophyri, the mix of textures is wonderful, particularly in the evening sun, where you can see the difference between the spiky things and the curved things and the round things and the fluffy things. But the steeper just catches the evening light. It's magical. And this dog rose, which is just next to the steeper, again, seeing that silhouetted against the evening light with the dark shadows beyond it. Truly delightful. But as you look across the Udofri, you then get glimpses out towards the orchard and the wildness beyond. And yes, it's all just full of weeds. You can't even see the pond. The mix of the whites and the greens and the creams is heavenly. And the way it all just moves in the wind, just a delightful effect. I think this might be hogweed, but we like it anyway. When you do get up to the pond, it is looking lovely. And, the flag irises are there. The ragged robins are pretty much gone, but the water lilies have started to come through. And what a wonderful sight they are. The Bacarc just always looks good. And with the grasses moving at its feet, it's a very, very special effect. The banks alongside the drive are filled with geraniums this time of year, the little wild field geraniums. And those combined with the various umbellifers is just very, very picturesque. That's a slightly bigger form of the geranium under the birches with the grasses and various wildflowers. Cowslips are all over, but they were lovely and we'll have more next year. But as you step through the trees, the way the light moves around you and you have that sensation of returning to the brightness at the front of the house. It's a very, very, very exciting effect. And as you come out back to the front of the house, lots of things are just about to come into flower, we hope. But I shall leave you with another stunning rose.